Welcome to my Aurora silent diesel generator review video. As you can see here, we're unboxing it. It's actually packed quite nicely and survived a small amount of shipping damage from the shipping company. You can see that plywood that they used on the top actually got smashed in the shipping, but that protected the generator, and I'm convinced if it wasn't for that plywood, the generator would have at least been scratched. And I did use the box with some packing tape. I made a nice dust cover for the generator for storage, so I did end up using that box for a long-term storage cover. You can see they also had plywood on the bottom. We're taking off the plastic, and the text you see up there just says that they shipped it out yellow freight, and it cost $200 with me picking it up at the terminal. It was extra for door-to-door delivery, which I didn't opt for because I wouldn't have been able to be home for the truck. I didn't want to sit around and wait all day for a truck that never came. And it's shipped without oil, so I went to the shipping terminal and picked it up myself.
And this oil here is rated for diesel engines. Diesels run hotter than automotive engines, gasoline engines. So you're going to want to oil a diesel oil that's rated for diesel engines. They could take the heat. The combustion of diesel fuel also produces a lot of sulfates. And diesel engine oil has stuff in it to like neutralize those sulfates. We're going to run a natural 15W40 for the break-in period, after which we're going to switch to a synthetic lube. That way we'll get the wear and tear we want in the break-in with the natural oil, and then when we switch to the synthetic oil, we will stop the wear and tear and run a synthetic from then on for a long, hopefully a long-lived engine. As you can see, it has two nice handles on it for maneuvering it around. They have shipped it to me with extra filters. There's an extra fuel filter and an extra air filter and an extra oil filter. Extra. They have also shipped it with the battery. It's in there. I think it's already hooked up. They have shipped me a cheesy little toolkit, the remote starters and shut-off switch, the screw eye for the top, and the operating instructions, which I'm going to quickly review before we start her up, because there's stuff like there's no oil in it right now for shipping, and there's probably a checklist of things I have to do before I start her up, and we're going to quickly review that. They included a cheesy little toolkit with some open end, a 10, a 12 millimeter, a 14 and a 17, and a flat bladed screwdriver. I hate these cheesy little tools. I find them difficult to work with. So I've assembled my own screwdriver, my own 17, 14, 10, and 12 open end wrench. And that's what we'll use to prep this. Some packing checklists for when they packed it up. The actual unit, the operation manual, the wrenches, and the quality certificate, which is right here, inspected by number 15.
Man, this shit, the link is in the description. First of all, yes, you've seen a picture of this big ass pile of meat. She was twerking and shaking.
Here's a shot of the little remotes. They give you two. There's a little safety latch here. Now these would come in handy like if it was really freezing cold out. Like I could see myself shutting the generator off for the night from inside the house without going outside. I don't know if I would try to start it with this, but anyway, there's two sets of on-off. The first one is for the preheater, the glow ignition preheater. So you would like heat up the coil for a couple of seconds and then push the on switch for the start. The first thing we're going to do is fuel her up. I have some nice fresh diesel here that I've treated with like a diesel fuel conditioner. It's nice and fresh, and just a couple of points. The can, there's a recommended fill level on the can, and you don't want to go over that because this stuff will expand and contract depending on temperature. So I mean, there's a chance you could like cave this thing in with the suction, or actually burst the tank and make a fuel spill on the floor. So you always want to fill to the recommended level, which will be marked on the can. We're going to use a nice clean funnel to help prevent spills. This funnel happens to be a screened funnel to help catch any dirt and debris that may be in there. But I'm always very careful with my fuel cans and rinse them out, and always look inside there that there's no water or dirt or debris in there. So I'm pretty confident I got good clean fuel, but we will use the strainer funnel anyway. Nice heavy duty cap. Nice wide opening. There is also a strainer in the fuel fill. Now I have shut the fuel petcock to off for the refilling operation. I also want to get ready for the starting operation, so I want access to the decompression lever. So I've removed the access cover, and they give us 4 nice bolts that you can't lose. They stay in there, and you get a shot of the sound deadening insulation they've included. And that sound deadening insulation is packed all in the inside there. Not packed, but attached. Now the fuel capacity, according to the manual, is 3.9 gallons, and that's about exactly what we got in there. Was almost 4 gallons of diesel. They don't want you to fill it all the way up to the tippy top. They want you to leave a little room. Again, it's that expansion contraction factor, which I did. I followed the instructions. I left a little room. This is going to be the first startup for the break-in. They want a small load on the generator, so we're going to use this space heater, this old space heater, on the low setting, which draws, according to my watt meter, it draws about 1200 watts, which is about 20% of the generator rating, which should be just about perfect for the break-in period. It draws a steady 1200 watts. It doesn't cycle on or off or anything, so it should be good. They also recommend that this is a 3600 RPM motor, but we're going to try to throttle it down for the break-in, at least for the first couple of hours, to help in the break-in. Although this is not a mandatory thing, we're going to try it with the throttle lever, which is right in here. We're going to try to get it like halfway or something like that. So, alright, so we got it fueled up. We're just going to check all the connections. We're going to turn the fuel petcock on, and we're going to see if she kicks over. Now this is the back side of the unit. It's quite heavy. It's like over 200 pounds when it's full of fuel. We're going to top off the oil, because when they ship it there's no oil in it whatsoever. And I understand that there's oil fills on both sides. The front side looks a little difficult to get to. So we're going to take a look on this side and see if indeed it is easier to get to. So the unit itself is quite heavy, especially when it's full of fuel. I would say it's over 200 pounds. Now there's no oil in it for shipping. The other side is a little tough to get to, so we open up this side and it looks like it's very easy to get to the oil fill. So we're going to fill it up from this side. I took this cover off here, and again it's got that nice sound deadening material and plenty of fasteners. This is a good job on the cover. And they are calling for 1.65 liters of engine oil, so that's about 1 3/4 of these, because this is like 0.946 of a liter. And they give us this nice little dipstick here. For this funnel anyway. So a liter 0.65, this is 0.946, which is 0.05. So this is the second container. We should take this down to the 300 milliliter mark, and that would give us 1.65 in the crankcase. Being our first startup on this engine, we're going to want to double check everything before we kick her over. So I'm going to give a good inspection. I'm going to look for like cracked cooling fins, pulled out fuel lines. I'm going to look for oil leaks. I'm going to look for wires that might have got pulled out in shipping, any kind of shipping damage whatsoever. I'm just going to stick my nose in everywhere I can with a flashlight and take a good look at everything. That's our negative battery lead. It's not hooked up for shipping, so we're going to have to hook that up. So we'll probably have to take this battery hold down out. I like the way this is built. They really thought of everything, as far as I can see so far. It's not cheap. Oil leaks or fuel leaks, pulled out wires, check the fuel filters nice and clean. Alright. And then later on, when we store this, we got a smart battery charger. We're going to hook up to that like a tickle charger. Okay, this is a nice little device. It's going to tell me how many watts that heater is drawing. It's also going to tell me how many hertz. We want 60 hertz. It's going to tell me if we're putting out the 60 hertz. So I'm definitely going to be using that at one point, but first I want to see if I can start her up. Okay. Circuit breaker off. Main brake is off. Okay. Okay, main brake is off. I'm not quite sure if the fuel line is, I'm not quite sure if the fuel line is primed from the factory. I know they test ran it because there's a little oil in the crankcase and stuff, but I know they drain the fluids, but I don't know what the deal with the fuel lines is. So let's see if it starts up. If I have to bleed the fuel lines, I'll bleed them. So let's see if she starts up. that was pretty cool. She started right up. But I just want to see if I could shim that running speed down a little bit, at least for the first hour or so of break-in. So, and I like the volume level. It was really quiet. So let's see if we can just get a volume level on this with my sound meter app. Let's see. Now what I did is I was able to take a piece of the packing styrofoam and stick it in behind the throttle lever for the on-off, just to keep it a crack above idle, just while it's breaking in. And I also have a very small load. I have that heater on low in the generator side, following recommendations to keep a small load on it during break-in, and also to try to keep the RPMs down during break-in. I'll probably do this for like 45 minutes tonight. It's like 9 o'clock. I don't want to keep the neighbors up with it. So I'll probably run it for like another 20 minutes realistically, and then shut it off for the night. And then tomorrow I'll run it for another hour or so at this low RPM setting. And then I'll bring it up to normal operating RPMs for the remainder of the break-in, which is like a tank or 2 tanks of gas, like 8 hours or something. 20 hours is the break-in. Change the oil to the synthetic, stopping the wear and tear, although we do want wear and tear during the break-in, but we don't want to glaze up the cylinder walls or anything with the high RPM operation. But we do want wear and tear, and we do want heat and stuff to seat everything, all the bearings and everything like that. So, and then we'll switch to the synthetic for the actual operating life of the machine, which will stop the wear and tear and give us maybe a little bit of margin of error on the oil changes. Should it go a little longer than the recommended 100 hours between changes. But otherwise, I'm generally impressed with the way they shipped it. I'm impressed with the machine, with the quality of it. I'm impressed that it started up right away, and the service of the company. I'm generally impressed. Expensive, but it seems like a nice machine. Also, it is noticeably quieter than other generators that I have seen and listened to over the past years and years, especially recently with Sandy blowing and the nor'easter blowing through here. So, all right, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, you know, the thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. Video responses are really welcome. I'll put them all up. I don't stop anybody. Say whatever you want. It's going up. Bye bye.